Okay, I'm going to do a short runner's stretch post-run, okay? So to just set yourself up for that, make sure that we're going to be engaging core muscles throughout, all right? So we keep good form. If you've not been for a run and you want to do this, this same stretching routine and core engagement, then make sure you've done a bit of a warm-up first, okay? So just to engage through core, we want to think about engagement through pelvic floor muscles. So muscles that stop you going for a wee. So feel that engagement there, that lift, and then at the same time drawing your deep abdominals in. So engaging through your transverse abdominis muscles. And throughout the practice as well, if you can, just focus on some breathing. So take your hands to your lower ribs and just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So as you breathe in, you're going to feel your rib cage expanding, and on the out breath, you're going to feel the abdominals drawing in. Okay? So with that said, let's just take it to the back of the mat. All right? You don't have to have a mat. Obviously, that'll help to be comfortable and keep yourself focused. We're going to stand with the feet hip distance apart. And we're going to do a roll down, okay? So we want to focus here, not letting the hips stick out to the back. So we start by nodding the chin to the chest. And then from there, we take the neck, the shoulders, the upper back, the middle spine, and we sequentially roll down through the spine. Feeling that stretch through the entire back of your body. You can soften the knees where you need. You can let your arms hang, or you could rest them on your legs. Once you're down to your max, take an in-breath, make sure your core's engaged and roll back up. Restacking from your lumbar spine, your lower back to your middle, and then come back all the way, standing tall. Take a deep in-breath, chin to chest, and then breathing as you roll down once again. Scooping the belly in, not letting the hips stick out, let the arms hang, and maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Take an in-breath, scoop the belly in and roll back up from your lumbar, all the way back up, thoracic spine, mid-spine, back up to your cervical spine, through to your neck. Once more, chin to chest, roll down through your spine. Maybe this time you're going to get a little bit deeper. And just feeling that stretch. And once we get down there this time, start bending the knees. So I've got my hands rested on my feet, but maybe that's not working for you. Maybe you want to have the hands rested on your thighs. Or maybe you can just let them down to the floor. Whatever feels good for you. Listen to your body throughout. Now bend your right leg and straighten up through your left leg and reach your left hand up. So we're opening up on the left side, straightening through the left leg where we can, lifting the left sit bone up, bending the right knee, change. Bend your left leg and straighten up through your right, and then get that rotation through your middle spine. Breathe. We're going to go again, bend the right leg. And twist and reach, and maybe open up a little bit further this time. And then the other side, bend the left leg. Reach up and open up. So feel that twist, that work through your middle spine, and that stretch into the hips and into the back of the leg on the right leg. Come back. And then roll it up again. Restack your spine. Now reach your arms up this time. From here, we're going to bring the chin to the chest, engage those core muscles, pelvic floor, deep abs, and imagine you're rolling over an imaginary barrel here, okay? So big beach ball or barrel. And then you're going to walk your hands out to the front of your mat, keeping your hips up high. And your heels up high, so we're in a down dog, looking through to the back of your mat, fingers spread, shoulder distance apart, pedal your heels up and down. See how that is for you. Okay, breathe. So you're going to feel that work through the back of the body, and at the same time loading the shoulders, but as you get more flexible, and you get the shoulders more open, and possibly a little bit stronger through the shoulders, you'll also find this more restful and you can focus more on the stretch. So in an in-breath, come to a high heel down dog. So that means the hips are high, the belly's drawn in, and then on the out-breath, try to stretch your heels down towards the floor. That may take some time to get those heels down. In-breath coming up.
Doesn't matter if it's not, and then heels coming down. Remember, you can also soften the knees at any time for sure, okay? Lift up again, high heels, and exhale, heels down, and breathe. And then from there, we're going to come down to your knees, and then we're going to stretch back with the hips into child's posture, releasing the back and breathing. Again, listen to your body, only go back as far as feels okay for you. From here, walk your hands round to your right side and stretch down. So feel that twist through, that stretch through the side of the spine on the left side, and then over to the other side. And breathe. And then come up to a high kneeling position. Step your right leg forwards. Okay, send your left knee away and then sink down. So making sure that this left knee is comfortable. So we're feeling a stretch into the hip flexors on that left leg. Place the hands on the thigh and just breathe. Okay, make sure the back knee is comfortable. Take your left hand up. So as you reach up with the hand, sink a little deeper into the hips. And then twist over, lean over to your right side. So you're just adding that stretch. Breathe. From here, take your left hand to the outside of your right leg and release the right hand and twist. And breathe. So adding that rotation there. And then from there, we're going to straighten out through your front leg. Okay? So you're leaning back a little bit. Try to push the heel away and draw the toes towards. Try to keep the leg as straight as you can. Now you might feel it enough there, or maybe you could fold. Straight spine directly over your front thigh, down the leg. Breathe. If you're more flexible, you can take hands to the floor. Breathe. So we breathe to develop the stretch. We keep the front thigh strong to open up through the back of the knee, stretching out the hamstrings, release. So we come back and we step the other leg forward. Okay, and we send the right knee away this time. Sink down through the hips. Breathe. So feel that stretch, reach the right hand up, and then lean over to your left, breathing. Now we're going to twist round to your left. So the right hand goes to the outside of your left leg, your left hand goes round to the back. And then we're going to straighten out through your front leg. We're going to push the heel away, draw the toes towards. Try to straighten out through the leg and then gradually fold and start to feel that stretch into your hamstrings. Opening up through the back of the knee there. As deep as you can, hands on leg or floor. And breathe. And release. Okay. So now we're going to come down to the floor lying on your front. And we're just going to do a little bit of work focusing on your lumbar extensor muscles, okay, and lengthening out through the front of the body. So bring the hands under the shoulders with the elbows tucked and stretching the toes away. Lift the nose and the chin and the chest. And then try and rise up a little bit off the floor. But listen to your body on this. Breathe. And then come back down. So make sure you're engaging through those core muscles throughout, pelvic floor deep abs. So we lift the nose and the chin, then the chest, and press through the floor. And breathe. Send the breastbone forwards, don't strain the neck. And lower down. Pelvic floor deep abs, once more, nose, chin, chest, and lift. Try not to hunch up through your shoulders. Try to keep the hip bones down. Stay with your breath. And then come back down. Take your left arm forwards and kick your right heel up. Reach for that foot. If you can make it, then stay in this position, drawing the knees together. If that's too much, roll onto your side. So we try to draw the knees together, keep the hip bones down, tucking the tailbone under and bringing the heel up. Stretching the front thigh. And then release. We're going to try the other side. Kick the heel up, reach for that foot. Remember to roll onto your side. If that feels too much, draw the knees together. Tuck the tailbone under and breathe. And release. from here, just roll round onto your back. Bring your heels in towards your sit bones. Feet hip distance apart. Chest nice and open. So we're just going to do a little bit of connection here for core engagement. All right, just an awareness of that, and then just add a couple of little exercises to that. Okay, so engage pelvic floor, deep abs, and then on an in breath, you're going to arch your spine, and on an out breath, you're going to imprint your spine. In breath, arch, and exhale, imprint. So we're just tilting through the pelvis. In breath, arch, and exhale, imprint. In breath, arch, and exhale, imprint. Keep the knees steady. In breath, arch, and then this time on the imprint, you're then going to heel your hips and your spine and up and off the floor, coming up to pelvic curl. From here, we're going to do the opposite. So we take an in-breath, and then you want to imagine your breastbone going down into the floor first. So you're going from your upper back, your middle spine, to your lower back, and then down to your sacrum again, back to your pelvis. In-breath, arch, exhale, imprint, peel up, coming up to your pelvic curl or shoulder bridge, sending the knees away, squeeze the inner thighs like you're holding something between your knees. In-breath, prepare, and exhale, roll it back down. Keep the knees steady. One more time, in-breath, arch, exhale, imprint, and peel up and lift the hips and open up. So we're opening up through the hips here. So if that feels okay, hold it there. And try and keep the body steady and lift the arms up and over the head. And can you reach those arms up and over the head behind you? Keep the body still and then bring the hands down, but keep the hips lifted. So you're going to feel that work into your glutes and your hamstrings as you hold that position. Your abdominals strong, pelvic floor muscles engaged. Keep working the arms up and over. Take an in-breath. Try not to flare up through your ribs as you're taking the arms up and over. Collarbones wide, neck nice and long. And then the next time as the hands come down, just bring the hips back down. And then just hug the knees into your chest. Okay? And then just place your left foot on the floor. All right, and then from there, just take that right leg up as straight as you can and just work your hands up your leg and just pull. Another way of doing that is to get like a belt or something and you can loop it around your feet and you can pull. And that way you can concentrate on the stretch and not strain elsewhere. So that might be a good thing to do. Otherwise, the hands down up the leg as far as you can and you're pulling in. Okay, you're trying to keep this front thigh strong, so where possible, push the heel up and draw the toes towards. And then release. We're going to place that foot on top of your left thigh. We're going to draw that foot up towards the crease of your left hip. And now press against the inside of the knee there. Start to open up through the hip joint. Now lift the left leg off the floor. And then reach through the window of your right leg for either your thigh, both hands, or your shin, whatever feels good. Now head can be up or down, whatever's working for you. And then we continue to pull in and open up through the glutes, muscles, crossing the hip joint, big muscles there that we'll be using. Really stretching out, pulling in, listen to your body, don't stress the knee, and then release both feet back on the floor, hip distance apart, bringing your left knee into your chest, and take your right leg up straight as you can. And again, as I said, if you've got a belt or something, you could do it that way, maybe pulling in, push the heel away, otherwise you're holding onto your leg, as high up as you can, and you're pulling in, try and keep the leg as straight as you can, flex through the foot where you can. And that way you're engaging your quads and lifting out. If it's too much, you bend the leg and you pull in. You work towards it. It's all about developing these stretches. Breathe. Keep breathing. Keep drawing the leg in. And then we bend that leg and place it on top of the right thigh. And if you can, you draw up
towards the crease of your right hip. Press against the inside of that leg. And then try lifting the right leg off the floor. And then reach through the window of that left leg. And then get hold of the thigh or the shin. Head could be up or down. And breathe. Keep pulling in. Open up the hips. Breathing. Keep breathing. The other thing you could do is place your foot against the wall. So you might find you've got one side a little bit tighter than the other. That's the side you need to do more breaths. Or maybe you do it twice. Hug those knees in. Take your hands out to the side. And then just let your knees roll to your right. And then look over to your left. Trying to keep your shoulders down. And breathe. Come back. And then we go to the left. And look to your right. And breathe. And then come back to the center. Hug those knees in. And just roll yourself up to sitting. Now here we're going to stretch the legs out as wide as we can. All right, so inner thighs, getting a good old stretch here. So you may feel you want to have something underneath the hips there, okay, underneath the sit bones to allow yourself to sit up. All right, it's like everything, it's going to take time to develop. So this is going to work adductors, inner thighs and hamstrings. So we try to have the toes up, the heels away, and we roll the thighs out in a way. And now just gently walk the hands forward as far as you can, feeling that stretch. Breathing all the way. Drawing your belly button down, your chest down. And then walking over to your right leg. If you can, hands either side of the leg. And then stretch it down. Keep breathing. All the way. And then over to the other side. Toes up, heels away. Stretch it down. Keep breathing. Chest down. And we'll come back center. We'll have another little go to the center. Stretch. This time, can you split your hands out to your legs and draw your chest down? Keep breathing. And release. Bring the feet back in. Give them a shake out. Draw the feet up so they're wider than your hips with your hands back. And just let the knees go down to the floor. Releasing into the hips. Okay, we're going to come back round onto your hands and knees now. We're going to have hands under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips and your belly drawn in. Now we're going to look up. Inhale, send the tailbone away. And then exhale, scoop the belly and round the back, tuck the tailbone, send your mid-spine to the ceiling or the sky. In breath again, look up. And exhale into cat. Scoop the belly in, tuck the tailbone, looking through. And again, inhale, look up, arch the spine, tailbone away. And exhale into cat. And then come to a neutral spine position. Take your hands forwards on the mat, spread the fingers wide, tuck the toes, lift up, lift the hips, into your down dog again. Draw the belly in and pedal the heels up and down. Push the floor away. So, keeping the left leg down as much as you can. Take the right foot round the calf, okay? Just tuck it around and try to send that right heel down, stretching the calf a little bit deeper. Breathe, change legs. Right foot down, left foot hooked round right calf and stretching down. Come back to down dog, draw your belly in, lift your hips high, keep your core switched on pelvic floor, walk your hands to your feet. Tuck your head in and reverse your roll down. So we're rolling back up. Restack your spine. And then just come back up to standing nice and tall. Take your right hand up and we'll do a little side bend. reach over, and then come up, inhale, other side, and reach over. And then take the hands behind and interlace your fingers behind your back. And just stretch the arms away, open up the chest and the shoulders. And breathe. And release. And shake it out. Okay, so that should give you a few stretches to be going on with post-run.